Welcome to Diva's Two Cents, where we take complicated matters and we break them down for the masses. I think you're going to be very pleased with today's guest. And why does Diva say you're going to be pleased? Because she specializes on something that I always look for, and that is rejuvenation and slow down the aging process. So I'd like you to meet Maricel Rocha. Maricel, how are you?
I'm very well. Thank you, Diva. I feel so blessed and honored to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
You're welcome. Well, could you please tell the audience who you are, Maricel, and what you do? And more importantly, why do you even do what you do? So go right ahead. It's all yours.
Thank you, Diva. Yeah, my name is Maricel Rocha. I am from Argentina. I'm currently living in Manhattan Beach, California. I have 3 daughters. They are teenagers and a dog. And a little bit about me is that I bring a background in biochemistry and biotechnology. And during COVID, I got my training in integrative health coaching. So having my scientific background, I always wanted to understand chronic diseases, specifically cancer, because I had my cousin who passed away with pancreatic cancer. So since very young, I had that quest to understanding chronic diseases. And I'm talking, this is like more than 20 years ago, I understood that the real answer wouldn't be in the organic part, in the cells. Like I needed to find a model that would include other aspects of the disease, like, emotions or the spiritual part of the person. Those things are really hard to measure and to, find evidence when we go to the lab and find, information through cell models or animal models. So long story short, I got a little disappointed about the way we would do science back then. And I wanted to find more holistic approaches to health. And so I started working for a company in natural supplements and, multivitamins. And I understood a lot about the physiology and the nutritional need of people. And it was until COVID that I got my training where I understood that what I really wanted to do was something that, in the way of me getting healthier, I could help others do the same. And that's how I found the science of epigenetics. Epi means above. So genetic cannot explain, with a few exceptions, cannot explain why you have 2 identical twins with the same genes, and one of them develop a chronic disease, let's say, and the other one doesn't. And they are identical in their genes. So why those things happen? Here, where it comes the epigenetic science, because epi, which is above, actually explains the regulation on how those genes are being expressed. In other means, what are the things that are making some genes remain silent, some genes go express and being active? And the answer is lifestyle. So for the first
so wait,
time,
hold on a minute. Hold on. You just packed a whole lot of stuff here. And I want to make sure that I am hearing and sensing what you're trying to say. Okay. So I'm understanding that you're saying that the reason you got into this is because you wanted to understand why some folks age a certain way or they get certain diseases and others with the same genes do not. So I can have identical twins. One can have a set of genes that could cause them to have a disease and the other one not, right? Is that what you're telling me? So for someone like myself, let's say, I'm an older person, I'm a senior. So my genes, like some people ask me, well, how you don't look your age? Would that be something that in your realm that you explore? Like, why does Diva not look like she's in her, I'm not even going to say it, but yeah, up there in age. Let me tell you, I retired twice already.
Yeah.
Other people, and I really do not do anything other than put my lotion. So talk to me.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's, scientists, it's not long ago that they found correlations between the way people sleep, the nutrition, the way people cope with stress. Those things, or exercise or the positive mindset, there are many factors in our lifestyle that are directly responsible for the expression of your genes. So you could have a good gene, right? Let's say when you go to your genetic test and everything looks fine, how come you still develop type 2 diabetes, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's because your lifestyle can actually decide
Mm-hmm.
what gene will manifest, what gene will get active, and what gene will be silent. So that is the part that fascinated me. Coming from a molecular biology and genetic background, I was fascinated because finally we could find a molecular tool to measure the impact of those lifestyle interventions in the way we can remain healthy for longer. And this is a part of the aging that I know you're interested in. And this is a big deal, right? So you have two ages. You have your chronological age, and then you have your biological age. Chronological age is your birthday, right? The number of times that you celebrated your birthday. No one can change that, right? But the biological age is the way your body functions. So you may be 50, but your biological age might be 62, right? That means
Mm-hmm.
that you're aging very fast. Or vice versa. You could be 50, but your biological age could be 40. Or like me, I'm 8 years younger. My biological age is 8 years younger than my chronological age, meaning I'm aging slower. So
Oh.
that's what epigenetic brings us the ability to know now. What is your biological age? How fast are you aging? And what are the things in your lifestyle that you have the control to modify so that you can extend the time that you are alive but healthy?
Oh, so wait a minute. Let me just make sure that I put out there. This is Diva's 2 cents. My name is Diva Mejias. I am not a doctor. I am not in the health profession. I am a numbers person. I am a certified tax advisor. But as a certified tax advisor, I too want to live longer. I too want to have that feeling that my chronological age may be growing, but inside I feel so much younger. So I want to continue that. So is there something that helps reverse the aging process from your professional standpoint to what I'm trying to explain here?
Yes, thank you for that question. It's totally, that's why, people call it age reversal. It's not that you are reverting your chronological age, because nobody can do that, but you can revert your biological age, whatever that means. If it's the same, you can rejuvenate. If it's younger, you can even reduce that biological age even more. And what are the interventions? Well, the two main things that actually increase the health span, what we were talking about, extending the time that you are healthy, because nobody wants to reach their 90s and being connected to tubes or not remembering the people you love, right? Those things. We don't want to live a life when we are in pain. My goal is to help people match their health span with their lifespan. So when it's
Mm.
time to go, they are still healthy in their minds. They're still healthy in their bodies. And they decide it's time for me to go, right? Compared to what we have now in misery, the latest 10 to 15 years, people are in pain, suffering from chronic diseases, or, dementia, Alzheimer, cognitive decline, cancer. So my goal is to help people first become aware that they have the power, they have things under control. It's their choice. Number two, how can you project yourself living a long life and doing the things you love for longer? And the two things that I base my approach, it's based on 7 pillars of age reversal, but the two most important things are, one, your metabolic health. What does that mean? Well, it basically means that you have a good regulation of sugar and you have the metabolic part under control. Once you regulate the insulin levels, and that's why I use biosensors with my clients, which is a little device like a sticker that you put on your arm, and you can monitor how your body responds to nutrition and stress and other interventions. So once you have insulin under control and you avoid those fluctuations, well, guess what? You prevent 4 chronic diseases, not just diabetes type 2, but cancer, cardiovascular disease, and cognitive decline. The 4 chronic diseases that are common for
Really?
adults
So it's not
55.
only diabetes, also some cancers are because of all the sugar that we take.
Yes.
And what's the other one? Vascular, that's heart.
Heart, cardiovascular disease, and cognitive decline.
Cognitive. Okay. So let's say I have a 92-year-old mother who can still have a conversation with me. Yet I had a 72-year-old dad who sometimes I felt like he wasn't really hearing what we were saying. So that has something to do with the foods that you take, the sugar intake that you have. But
Absolutely.
one thing that I noticed, Maricel, is when you go to the store, and I've been on this health kick now for like a month and a half where I'm reading all these ingredients. Some of the ingredients and the foods that we eat all have sugar in one form or another. I mean, is that something that we should all be aware of? Like fructose is sugar, sugar cane is sugar, cane sugar is sugar. I mean, how do you get away from that with almost all the foods that you buy have all the sugar?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's really sad. I would say, just stick to things that have one ingredient. So go crazy with vegetables and fruits. And if you can get organic, even better. They only have whatever they are. They don't have any additives, right? They don't have any toxic ingredients. And just play safe, because what you see in your 70s started when you were in your 30s. So not because you are young and you may think, oh, longevity, aging, that's not for me. I'm only 35. That's exactly when you have to start being aware of these things, because they manifest later. And it's really hard to revert once you already have been diagnosed with one of these chronic conditions.
Yeah, yeah. So are there tests that people can take for this? Where are you located at, Maricel? And is it a laboratory that you work out of? I mean, what is it that they have to do?
Well, I work with a lab, and they manufacture this epigenetic test. It's called True Age. And now they recently launched another test that is called True Health. And I like the combination, because you just take a few drops of your blood and then you send it to the lab, and it comes back with 11 reports on your aging process and 1 extensive report on your nutrition. Because there might be things that you assume, but not until you take the test, you actually understand what are you missing, right? What are the vitamins, the minerals, the antioxidants that your body's needing right now? So this test it's over the counter. Anybody can buy directly from the lab. But if you do it through me or another health practitioner, then you can get more information, because it brings risk to develop chronic diseases. It brings information about diabetes type 2 risks and many other things that you cannot get on your own. So I received the training, and because I have the biotechnology background, I really can go through all the numbers and connect to your
I'm
metabolic
having a
panel.
hard time hearing you. I'm not sure if it's my mic or yours. Want to speak just a little bit louder so we make sure that everybody hears how they can do this. Because I see, I know that your background in school was all of this genetic. Did you do all this in Argentina or did you do this in the United States?
So I got my undergrad. They call it undergrad, but in Argentina, it's not an undergrad. But I got biochemistry and biotechnology in Rosario, Argentina. And then I moved to Brazil to get my master in science. And then I moved to the US and I worked with a group of Italian scientists in Philadelphia. And that was when I found that this is right, but it's not the whole story. And I wanted to understand the whole story. And 20 years later, I can finally say, it's not about the genes. It's about how you regulate those genes. And the way you do it is with your lifestyle. So,
okay. So in the chat, we'll put down how they can contact you and the phone number, your email address, all this good stuff. If you're interested in understanding how you can reverse age, so to speak, right? Based on how you eat, what you put into your system, there are different tests that you can take. Now, do doctors have to administer this test, or is this something that they can buy over the counter? I know you said it's a test over the counter, but I would think that if I went to the store and I just bought a test, I wouldn't know how to interpret half of the stuff that it would give me. So similar to those ancestry tests that people send away for, they get a report. So if somebody wanted to get a hold of you just to explore the opportunity to get tested like this and to get some results, I'd like them to know how to get you. So it would be at maricelrocha.com, right?
Yes, I'm also on Instagram at Maricel Coaching, and my website is just my name, so I'll put in the chat as well.
At Maricel Coaching on Instagram, and her website is www.maricelrocha.com. So for those of you that are like me, always looking to find out, well, how can I extend my life? Why should I eat? What shouldn't I eat? There's so much information out there. There's so many health coaches out there. There's just so much. Just make sure that you interview Maricel if this is something that you want to explore. Find out where she got all her training from, so we make sure that you are comfortable with what she's going to give you. Now, in your background, I see the name, but we can't see it. So it's Maricel Rocha Health Coaching.
Yes, that's the name of my business. Yes.
Okay. So give us one last tip. Give us a tip for someone that's looking to extend their lifestyle.
So if you want to extend your health span and live a longer life healthy, I would say the first step is find your why, understand your purpose. Paint the picture of you being a centenarian and imagine all the things that you would like to do when you turn 100, because it's possible. And how do I know this? Because of the blue zones, right? So we have evidence. It's totally possible. And you can reduce the pace or speed of aging now. You don't have to wait. It's doable. I've seen it all the time, and it's possible.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Maricel. I appreciate you joining us at Diva's 2 Cents. For those of you that this content is important to you, like it, please share it. Please make sure that you join us every Wednesday at 6:00. My apologies. Normally, we like to be on time. We have to be on time. We had little technical problems this afternoon, but that will be fixed. Thank you so much, Maricel. Thank you.
Thank you, Diva, for having me. Thank you so much.
Diva's 2 Cents.